People are asking, is this the end of realignment? It seems like every week there's a new story about teams going from west to east, east to west. So now the ACC is taking on Stanford, Cal, and SMU. Well, the question I have is, this Power 5 has become the Power 4. Right. Are we going to end up that way?
I think
do you think it's going to even change again?
I think, well, yeah. I mean, I think eventually it's going to go to what the Knight Commission recommended in 2020, which is football's over here and everybody else is over here, because that's what makes the most sense. There's really, I mean, it's sort of insane. I know people in the athletic departments at Stanford and Cal, and they think this is nuts because of what they're going to be asking the athletes in the non-revenue sports to do. The softball team, the tennis team, the golf team, whatever.
They make no money.
I mean, and they have to fly across the country. It's going to be much more onerous on them than it is on the teams of the ACC, because they can go out and the volleyball team could have a pick and play at Stanford on Friday and Cal on Sunday, and then that's it. I do think eventually, I would say within 5. I hope this speeds up the process, because this whole thing, it's a joke. It's just a joke. Football should just be its own thing, let it make its money, and we can go back to the traditional stuff and have the ACC that I grew up in the 80s and 90s, so that Virginia and Maryland are in the same conference again.
Does that mean Pitt's in the Big East again?
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, I really think that's I think 5 years to 10 years, that's where we're at.
Well, it took forever for them just to get to a playoff system, right? And you think this is going to happen in 5 years?
But
I think the Bulls are moving quick.
Hey, Mark, I think the Bowl Coalition poll is coming back.
As for those 3 teams, I mean, I don't blame them. They have to get in somewhere.
Right.
If you don't get in somewhere, you're left out
left
in
with
the cold, man.
They have nothing left out there.
I watched their last Standard Bearer.
Go.
I watched Oregon State today, a program without a home, and they're like 18th in the country.
Yes, I mean, so does it sound crazy? Yes, but this is not going to be the end of it, as you said. I mean, eventually Florida State's going to leave, right? You would think.
Well, the grant of rights keeps them locked in.
But attorneys can figure out ways to.
It's ironclad. Ironclad.
I've heard that before.
Get Shenderovich on.
Four words where this is headed. I think it was somebody at The Athletic came up with this. I thought it was the best I've heard. College Football Premier League. There will be 30 teams, 28 to 30 teams.
Where does that leave Pitt and West Virginia?
I think Pitt's just on that probably next 5 to 7 out. West Virginia's in the next 10 after that out. Penn State of the local programs, I think, makes the cut. But I think it'll be 28 to 30 of the best programs, and they'll just play.
I don't think you can do that.
Why not? You just said Florida State could get the lawyers on it.
Well, I don't think you can do that. You can't leave 100 teams out.
Yeah, you can. They can just play their own. Play for their own
sort of
thing.
voting
Pitt
on
would win national championships if they were like.
The irony about this is there are literally hundreds, if not 1,000, universities and colleges that play football, and without all this money involved, and they have their universities, they have their athletic departments, and that's the part that's like. It's just about the money. It's almost like the NIL stuff made everybody like, oh God, the players are getting their money now. Well, we need to make sure we get our money. You saw that Big Ten deal, $8 billion. I mean,
the wild card in this is Notre Dame, and I still think Notre Dame is going to be Notre Dame, and they're going to get their own deal. It's going to be a massive deal.
We'll see though. If they kind of go down and sort of, they get a Jerry Faust era type.
Doesn't matter.
I don't know. I don't think it's long-term tenable. I really don't.
I do. I think it's not only that.
Yeah, of course. Look at you. Look at your jacket. Of course, you think Notre Dame.
I don't know. It has nothing to do with this. This is more Masters related. Anyway, we got to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about observations of Pitt, Penn State, West Virginia in Week 1. All coming up next.